A woolly neck stalk is a dark brown stalk with green-bronze iridescence on the wings and breast. It has a distinctive white ruffled neck, a white tail, and a dark salmon-tipped bill. They are both resident and migrant. Individuals and small groups forage in rivers, shallow wetland, urban grassy areas, and flooded grasslands for insects and small vertebrates. They use a variety of freshwater wetlands including seasonal and perennial reservoirs and marshes, croplands, irrigation canals, and rivers. They're attracted to fires in grasslands and crop fields where they can capture insects trying to escape the fire. They use ponds and marshes inside forests in both Africa and Asia, especially the Southeast Asia where they use grassy and marshy areas in clearance in evergreen forests. In India, they are an uncommon species in coastal habitats. This species is largely seen as single birds. They're also seen sometimes in pairs or in small family groups of 4 to 5, and flocks are uncommon. In agricultural landscapes, the species occurs mostly as very small flocks, though flocks of over 10 birds occur commonly. Flocking is affected by different factors in different areas. In more arid areas, most of the flocks occur in the summer when few wetlands are remaining, whereas in areas with more water, flocks occur largely in winter after chicks have fledged from nests. They often associate with wintering stork species including the black storks and the white storks. This is a juvenile Oriental honey buzzard. The juvenile Oriental honey buzzard almost resembles a crested hawk eagle found in the Tadoba jungle. It has been suggested that the similarity in plumage between juvenile Oriental honey buzzard and the hawk eagles has arisen as a partial protection against predation by larger raptors. The eagles have stronger bills and talons and are likely to be less vulnerable than the juvenile Oriental honey buzzard. Similar mimicry is also shown by the juveniles of the European honey buzzard, which resembles the common buzzard. For the first few days after the egg hatches, the mother and the father, both of them, take care of the young. The mother does a fewer trips compared to the males in bringing the food to the chicks. Usually 2 to 3 eggs are laid, and most of the times one of the eggs hatches first and the second or the third one later. These birds are highly vulnerable as they can be an easy prey for crows, shikras, other eagles around, or sometimes even snakes. The females and the juveniles have a comparatively browner head than the males, which have the grey head. Here, we can also hear the distress call of a rufous streepie in the background, thinking it could be a crested hawk eagle. Today we will be showing you one of the most fascinating creatures on the planet, the honeybees. This honeybee is called as a rock bee. It is also called as Apis dorsata. Apis dorsata is among the largest species of bees found in India. In addition, a single colony of Apis dorsata can migrate between 100 to 200 kilometers every year and is dependent on the dry and rainy seasons. Usually the nests are aggregated, and it is not uncommon to find 10 to 25 nests in the same area or even in a single tree. Their nests are normally at heights of around 6 meters above the ground. However, some nests can be found as low as 3 meters and as high as 25 meters too. In terms of their architecture, nests are composed of a single comb built below rocks or tree branches, and their organization is similar to that of other species of honeybees. Honey storage is at the top, followed by pollen storage, worker brood, and drone brood. The lower part of the nest is the active area or mouth where workers take off and land and where dances are performed by scouts. Dances take place on the vertical surface of the comb. The most important thing that bees do is pollinate. Pollination is needed for plants to reproduce, and so many plants depend on bees or other insects as pollinators. When a bee collects nectar and pollen from the flower of a plant, some pollen from the stamens, the male reproductive organ of the flower, stick to the hairs of the body. When she visits the next flower, some of this pollen is rubbed off onto the stigma or tip of the pistil, the female reproductive organ of the flower. When this happens, fertilization is possible and a fruit carrying seeds can develop. Bees are drawn to plants with open or flat tubular flowers with lots of pollen and nectar. A flower's scent can have particular appeal to bees, and its bright colors may lure the bees in. We should always remember that if the bees go extinct, the humans also will go extinct in less than 20 years. The black-crowned night herons have a black crown and back with the remainder of the body white or grey. They have red eyes and short yellow legs. They have pale grey wings and white underparts. 2 or 3 long white plumes erected in greeting and courtship displays extend from the back of the head. The sexes are similar in appearance, although the males are slightly larger. Black-crowned night herons do not fit the typical body form of the heron family. They are relatively stocky with shorter bills, legs and necks than their more familiar cousins, the egrets and the day herons. Their resting posture is normally somewhat hunched, but when hunting, they extend their necks and look more like other wading birds. Immature birds have dull grey-brown plumage on the heads, wings and backs with numerous pale spots. Their underparts are paler and streaked with brown. The young birds have orange eyes and duller yellowish green legs. They are very noisy birds in their nesting colonies. The bird that you see here is a juvenile black-crowned night heron. These birds stand still at the water's edge and wait to ambush prey mainly at night or early morning. They primarily eat small fishes, crustaceans, frogs, aquatic insects, small mammals and smaller birds. They are among the 7 heron species observed to engage in bait fishing, luring or distracting fish by tossing edible or inedible buoyant objects into water within their striking range. A rare example of tool use among birds. While we were just passing by, we came across this beautiful female leopard. She had just finished crossing the road and did not expect to see us. She could be somewhere around 3 to 4 years of age. She's a young female. Usually, the leopards in Tadoba are quite shy. The leopards also have to live together with their co-predators like the tigers and the wild dogs, which is a difficult task. Every chance a tiger gets, it will kill a leopard. There is a lot of interspecies competition that happens in the jungle. In Tadoba, we have more than 100 leopards, and not all individuals are so bold. As soon as they look at the vehicles, they run into the thickets. But this one is an exception.